Hey everybody, this is Trish Kane, CEO and founder of Healerverse. Welcome to our weekly roundtable, the most infamous. We just brought this back a few weeks ago after doing these virtually for about a year and then taking a little pause and a little time out. And this is basically everyone's favorite hour of the week because we get the chance to learn from one of our practitioners what they do and a little bit about them. And education is everything in the spiritual and holistic field and in this realm that we're in. And today we have an amazing healer named Nathalie Harris. And I honestly, I'm so grateful because she's done a lot for me in the last few month or weeks that we met. And she was at our event in Del Rey, and she has a lot of superpowers that I'm really grateful that I could say she's one of my healers now. And I am so excited to have her here today. I'm gonna bring her up. I do want to say also that everyone is welcome in the Healerverse. We want everyone to feel like they belong because they do. And the website is 5dhealerverse.com. Sign up, come join us. And yeah, everyone's welcome. So welcome.
Sure. Hi, my name is Nathalie Harris. I am the founder of Thalira Light. Sometimes I call myself Nat Haley because I like it. It sounds different since my name has a H in it. So I'm like, oh, hi, my name is Nat Haley. So I have been an intuitive healer. Wow, as long as I can remember. Started back in 2000. I started off with going to massage school. So, and that's really when I got introduced to Reiki because I had no idea what it was, like none whatsoever, never heard of it. Um, and that's really how I started back in 2002. And I've had a whole journey, something about myself that has nothing to do with healing is I was a truck driver. I drove an 18 wheeler about 3 years ago. I spent a year over the road, done all 48 states. And I bring this up because that really was that was that moment. That was that that shift. That was the moment where life really did happen in a sense that I felt so disconnected. On a healing perspective, right? I felt so disconnected from source and so like not myself. And I went into like a whole full blown rabbit hole of I don't know what. So for 3 years. So we start from 2002. I stayed in the massage field all this time and also, did the healing work, the Reiki and Akashic Records. So I do the Akashic Records. It's so funny because people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, I just do what I do. Like, I just show up and just do. Like, how do you explain to someone what it is that you do? I can't. I don't have the words. Well, especially back then, I didn't have the words because back then, everything was like woo woo. Now people are like, oh, this is what it is, and this is. I'm like, oh wow, thank you so much, because now I can express it. But even saying that, it's still an experience, right? So it's just giving that basic. Okay, it's energy work. What's energy work? Okay, so we realign, we release, realign, and rise. That's what that's the idea. What happens in a session? You feel lighter when you're done in your session. What are we addressing? We're addressing what is stuck in the tissues. The issues are in the tissues, right? So we address that. The issues are in the tissues. You like that one, right? Yep.
I do. Yeah.
I didn't make it up. It's not mine. But in the yoga world, this is what, we talk about. The issues are in the tissues. So, so we talk about how like we say affirmations all day, every day, right? I'm abundant. I am. And I believe in that 100%. But I also believe it works together with how is it going to stick if it's not clear in here. So if the issues are still in the tissues, no matter what I say here, it's not going to stick because this is my garden and my garden has weeds. If I haven't pulled out the weeds, which are the issues, right? How is anything going to be able to grow and expand and elevate if I don't also address that? So it goes hand in hand. So saying those affirmations is really starting. It's starting. Like it gets you that step. But we all need help to keep moving forward and clear out and be able to continue. So go back. So I do the Akashic Records, which is a library of your souls, which I think is like the coolest thing ever because when I learned the Akashic Records, because I did go to, well, not go to school, I did take classes and things like that to know, um, to have a better understanding. Then it gets to the point, that we learn so much, like as healers we want to learn so many different things because there's just so many different things out there. Then it becomes a little overwhelming. Then you get to the point where your regular self, your normal self, right, connects with your higher self, and it's like poof, I don't need any more classes to learn anything. And when I say this for only for just this purpose. Like I'm not gonna go and get another certification myself personally on something else because I found what I need. I found who I am. I found what works with me and for me. I'm always willing and open to learn anything and everything. But as far as like going to another Akashic Records class, I don't have to. I've done it, right? So, what else do I do?
Can
Uh,
you do a group Akashic record reading or it has to be individual?
so you can, it depends on the permit, like you have to have permission. So for me, permission is everything. And we've experienced that. Like permission is everything. Because I get downloads automatically without going into anybody's records, without doing anything. I just get downloads. It's constant. It's constant.
Mm.
My eyes are open, the downloads are coming. I'm sleeping, the downloads are waking me up. Right? I'm just like, really? 3 o'clock? Really? This is what we're doing? So to answer your question, when it comes down to group Akashic records reading, I personally, it's not something that I would really want to do because it could be so sensitive, that maybe you don't want somebody knowing something. Like it's really, it depends on the individual. If all the people present agree to be there, and it can't be a lot of people either because it's a lot, right? Um, and it could go on forever. So as far as like reading the personal Akashic records, it's something that was done personally. But to actually maybe like have a journey, an Akashic records journey, that can be done in a group. But again, permission is everything. Like if I have a download, I say I see Hillis. I was like, oh, hi Hillis, how are you? I'm like, so I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about myself. This is what I do, and I get downloads. Do you want to receive it or not? Like this is, I tell you who I am, and I will ask you permission. And if you say yes, I give it to you. If you say no, I don't. Because also what I feel that happens is that if I'm given information, I'm a messenger, right? If I'm giving this information, it is my job to deliver it, right? But it is your choice to receive it or not. If I hold on to it, then I feel that it becomes embedded in me and I'm holding on to your stuff. And I don't want to do that. So when I ask you if it's okay to release it, if you say no, then it goes away and it's not mine anymore. But if I hold on to it, if I don't do that, it becomes part of me. Like it stays with me and it'll come back. It'll come back. So yeah, so Akashic for the Akashic group, it would be more like a journey versus like an actual Akashic Records reading or consultation because I feel that's a more of a private thing.
Yeah. I feel like my experience too is that it is like such a personal journey with the Akashic records. Like you're going into the records and like you're asking a specific maybe intention or question, and then you get answers like that they are willing to show you, if that makes sense, with the keepers. And like I've definitely gone there, and I guess just to clarify too, because I think a lot of people probably don't know what the Akashic records are. It's basically like your soul's journey, right? Like it's like basically like past, present, future, like other timelines, everything that's possibly happening. Like and you could switch it too, right? In the future or no? Can you switch it?
So it's not about switching for me. I don't see it about switching, but yes, you.
Tell us, yeah.
So the word switching for me means like switching it, right? So for me, it's more like the Akashic Records, they're like a library. So I see it, it's like a library of your soul. It's like this beautiful library. Like I see like wooden and all these beautiful books, and it's all they are the stories of your souls, right? So like when you do like a past life regression, for example, you're going through that, right?
That's where you're going. Yep, I love
Exactly.
this. See
Exactly.
this, I love this so much. This is such a good conversation. Thank you like for all this right now. Yeah, because you know, it's cool. Like we're really able to dive deep and tell people what different things are. Like some people on this call, I know for a fact don't know what the Akashic records are. Maybe don't even can't even fathom that this exists. You know what I mean? Because it's like I think too, like it's a journey, like in this 3D timeline with my body here right now. And it's like just finding out what's out there and like just dropping the seed. Maybe a lot of people like that watch this are going to be just planting a seed, right? So
So
how do you do it? You do a
so
meditation. Oh yeah, what were you going to say? And then I'm
So
going to ask you.
With the Akashic Records, so the thing is, so it's going back. So I was actually, so Pooja is on this call, and
Yes,
she actually, because I was a little anxious because I've never done this before. So this is my first time like putting myself out there. That's what I'm telling you. Trish literally just came and she plucked me and just threw me out, and it's like here's the world, here Natalie, here you go. And I'm so very thankful for I'm just grateful. I am.
too.
Yeah, so thank you, because sometimes, I do need, I'm that person, you have to throw me in the deep end and I will swim.
I
But if you
love
want me
you.
get in the water, I'd be like, well, I don't know. I don't know tomorrow. Um, so Pooja helped me. She did a beautiful meditation with me right before we started. And I told her, I said, I have 7 minutes. And let me tell you something. She took me on a whole journey. And so I bring this up because it felt like the Akashic records for me at that moment when I elevated to, the crown chakra, went out there and I was out in the universe, and it was just amazing. So thank you, Pooja. But so the Akashic records, so we release old patterns from previous lives. We release all the things that no longer serve us in order to be able to move forward with ease in this lifetime that we are in right now. So I'll give you an
Mm.
example for myself. And I was just actually, I just had this conversation. Um, so the word dabble is a word that it's been a word that when somebody says, well, you dabble with this and oh, this is not of God, this is this, because there's a lot of judgment that comes with this type of work. And it has taken me so many years to stand in my shoes and be like, listen, bottom line is this. Natalie, I am aligned. Mind, heart aligned together, then connected to source. Source, what is source to me? To me, source is God, because that's what I know source as, is God, is the universe. Call it whatever you want to call it. It does not matter to me, because that is you. That is your story, that is on you. So I'm connected. Okay. And this is what happens when you start talking about things like this. Then your mind just goes somewhere else. And my mind just went, and I'm like, okay, hold on, bring it back, bring it back. Okay, so the Akashic records, so the word dabble. So somebody says, well, this is this, and this is like not of God, this is whatever. Okay, say whatever you want to say, that's fine. But then now so something happens to me, right? Where it's just like, why would you say that? Like, am I not a child of God? And these gifts that I have, is it like I didn't go looking for, listen, I did not go looking for any of this. I was literally born this way because since I was a little child, people would always ask me questions, and I, being authentic and telling my truth and the truth has always been my one and only thing, right? Calling people out, not like in a mean way or hurtful way, but it's because I saw the truth. And I would just know things. People be like, "Oh, come and hang out. What do you think of this person?" And I would know. So this is something that's within. So with the Akashic records, releasing patterns, right, is important. Releasing things that no longer serve. That's what we need to do in order to be able to move forward in life. The word dabble for me was just very it's like hurtful. So I'm like, okay, why is this hurtful? And this is when we go deeper in healing. Why is that word hurtful? Oh, so I've done through the Akashic records. I was a witch in Salem back in the witch hunt days, and I was hurt for that. So through the Akashic records, I was able to go back and see these things and be able to release and see them as a story. They are not who I am here now today. They're part of the story. So it's just releasing that energy and letting it go in order to be able to move forward here freely now to have to be here and not have that. So, what was your question again?
You know, I don't remember. Right now, I'm like Googling Akashic Records and putting into the chat the definition so that way people can like just read it for those that are like visual and are looking for it. But it actually has like a maximum amount of words that I'm allowed to put in the chat. So,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
I know what it was. Okay. So, how do you personally lead people into the Akashic Records? Like, let's say I'm coming and meeting with you, we are doing a Zoom or in real life, and you're my practitioner, and we're going to access and maybe don't say it exactly what it is so we don't go there.
no, and I will not because so there's I have there's two parts for to this answer. There's two parts for me.
Okay.
So the basic part, right, is because I've gone through the training. So there's a prayer that we say, right, to
Hmm.
open up the records. And again, nothing is done without permission. Nothing is done without permission. The first step when we're doing the Akashic records, right? Like I can actually like to be you could learn yourself to do it, correct? Um,
Mm.
so that's one part. The next part is you go to someone and they read your records. So a consultant like myself, and I read the records. And what does that mean is that I'll say a prayer and you'll have some questions, and then we'll work on that. And sometimes, and this is the second part for me, is that it's gotten to the point where because I've been practicing so long and I've been so um uh in tuned, or I'm not even sure what word to use. It it's to the point that I personally don't need to tap in that way because it automatically happens, right?
Mm.
But in a session, yes, if I'm doing a specific, let's do the Akashic records, I will, and that helps me focus. So by saying the prayer and accessing your records with your permission, and I'm able to go ahead and go through that, through the journey. And again, it goes with questions. So, for example, let's say you're trying to figure out, well, why am I stuck? Like, why is it I'm repeating this particular pattern? Every time I have a boyfriend, he cheats on me every day, right? So, okay, so now we go into the root because the problem is not the boyfriend. The problem, if we call it a problem, is the issues is it's on you because everything always goes back to self, and that's what it addresses. And you're able to heal those parts and be able to move forward and have clarity to decide how it is that you want to move. With this particular example, and actually pretty much with everything, you get clarity to be able to move forward and flow.
I love that. So like one of the times that I went to the Akashic Records, well, I've done it like a few times, and I will definitely be booking an appointment with you 100% because I want to do that specifically. And actually I don't like doing the Akashic Records by myself. I want to do that with a practitioner. So because it's not the same. I like to be guided. When I'm doing breath work, I don't like when they're interrupting in the middle of breath work. I want to, in a way, have my own experience. But like with this, that's one-on-one. And most people like to be guided in breath work, like a little bit of guiding, not too much. Like, let me trip. I've been sober for 11 years. Let me have my time. Because,
No,
like, what comes through and everything. But yeah, I've had such good experiences. And what were you going to say?
no, I definitely agree with you. Like I can understand that there's certain things. So, so through this journey that I've been on, right? Because this has been like it's been a journey. The journey has been journeying. Um, One thing that I found is that specifically as healers, because we're healers, right? It's very difficult sometimes or challenging to trust someone to hold space for us. I personally know that, and I've experienced this. I'm only speaking from my own personal experiences. Um, I didn't think that I was too much, right? Because I'm not too much, because we're not too much, right? What it was is the space that this person had available was not enough for me. Then I had to hold my own. So to go back to what you're saying, to rather having someone be there to hold that space for you, because that's what we do. We hold space. Every single one of us here, we hold space. Whether you're a healer or not, we all healers. Whether you
Yes.
call yourself one or not, we are all healers. Because just a simple hello, let's say from Craig over here, right? By the way, that's my son. Um, but just a simple hello could change your life, right? Isn't that healing?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like I feel like when it comes to like doing things like that you have superpowers with, in addition to the downloads, I really personally like highly recommend working with Nathalie. Nathalie. I'll come up with my own twang on that. But
You could say, like, think about Halle Berry, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Haley,
guys are kind of twins, aren't you? Jeez.
the haircut.
Now that you say it, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That's
love
what my
it.
barber calls me.
Gorgeous. Yeah, like no, I really do enjoy like getting a personal experience because like the thing is it's not even like an experience like going to like Disney World or whatever, pretending that there's no other like corruption there, but like the kids going there and enjoying it and everything. Like I said, you're allowed to say whatever you want on here. But just with clarity. But just being able to have like the practitioner like guide me through is something that's really important. I feel like, especially like, and there's nobody that's, too new or not new, like that cannot go to do this, to this because it's the practitioner can lead you through and tell you what they're seeing, and or you're gonna see it yourself when you're going through the meditation and the prayer, basically. And it feels really good too. And I've done a lot of healing personally, just to give some of my experience on the other side of things that people might have an experience too. They're going to have their own experience, but I've had my own experiences of going back to other past lives because like a lot of the people in our lives like are continually in our lives from time to time, time to time, not time to time, but like timeline to timeline. And having those amazing healing experiences and figuring stuff out can really identify like, okay, what do I need to maybe do to heal, or what are we going to like break this time around that doesn't serve us anymore, right? And how do we move differently? Like the boyfriend example, for example, it's like, you're picking the same guy over and over again if you're getting the same result, and that's insanity.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So maybe like, you can go and heal some of that and then take time to yourself to like work through that and pick a better better version. And stuff happens anyway. Some stuff is out of our control, but I think too, and it's purposeful and meaningful. I think everything happens for a reason, but being able to like just change things within ourselves to level ourselves up to the better version of ourselves, like this is all part of it. What you're doing and helping people through. It's
Yeah.
important work.
Yes, and I live and breathe this. This is what I embody. So when I said earlier about trucking, it's like anything that I have done that is outside of this. I promise you guys, things happen to me that are just like out of this world, and it's like, "Oh, get back on your path." And I listen. So the very first thing is always so regardless of what, um no matter where you are on your healing journey, there's always something deeper to heal. So it's about because it's like, as I like to say, because I love Shrek, right? So healing is like, so we're like ogres, right? So like onions. So oh, an ogre's like an onion. It's got layers. So how many layers? Like you just keep peeling and you just keep peeling and you just get. So you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I dealt with my daddy issues already. I thought I was fine. I dealt with it. So why do I have to do this again, right? So it's not a question of doing it again. It's a question of healing it at a deeper level. Are you ever going to be done? Listen, I don't have the answer for that, right? But what I do know is like, first, you have to be aware. So the more you work, the more healing work that you do, is the more you become aware. The more you become aware is the easier that it becomes. And I use the word easier. It just moves with ease, not easier. It moves with ease and flows where you are able to say, oh, wait, it's just like with me, imposter syndrome. That was the whole thing, right? So my little voice of judgment is just like, oh, who are you to do this? Because I was like, but wait. So I went back and I did the work, right? What do I need to address? But where I used to sit in the issue for like a month, 2 months, 3 years, who knows how long. Now it becomes like, I see it. Oh, that's what it is. It's got a name. All right, let's address it. Boom. What do we need to do? Let's do some breathing work. Let's go ahead and release what no longer serves us. Let's deactivate, because what I do especially specifically in the records, in the Akashic records, I do like a deactivation and an activation, right? So we release what no longer serves us, right? And then what we do once we release it, so now it's clean, right? But then now we activate what it is that we want. So let's use the word, I don't know, give me a word that you want to release.
Fear.
Fear.
Is that too big?
Well, yeah, because it's got multiple levels, but it's okay. I'll take it.
Deneen is good with her words. Can you give us a
Yes.
word
Give us
that
a
you'd
word
want?
that we want to
Yeah,
deactivate.
Deneen's really good with her words.
Hello, so sorry I'm joining a little late. Fill me in, like what kind of a word are we looking for?
A word to deactivate, like for example, so I'm giving an example of, so what we're talking about is that healing has many layers. Just when
Yes.
we think that we've gotten to like, oh, we've gotten there, right? We're like, oh crap, what? I
Go
just
deeper.
dealt with this. So it's about how fast we catch it. What's the process? What do we
Um,
do? And how long do you stay in it? Because we have to give ourselves grace. We have to. We have to give ourselves grace. So just because, you're having the same daddy issues again, right? It's like, it's not time to beat up Deneen about it, right?
Right.
Don't beat yourself up. Natalie's not gonna beat herself up because she's re-experiencing this same thing that she thought, because it's not the same. It's the same idea, but it's at a deeper level. So
Mm.
while I was looking for a word to give an example of like a deactivation. So we said the
Well,
word
someone just put in the chat insecurity.
insecurity.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good one.
Thank you.
thank you,
So
Frida.
so I would do something like this, right? I deactivate at the DNA level. I deactivate to my deepest core, in the fiber of my being. I deactivate insecurities. I release it and I let it go. It no longer serves me. I heal it, I release it, I let it go. Heal, release, let go. And now it's clear. This is a very quick version. So now it's clear. Now, what I want to do, since I've released it, what do I want to bring in? I want to bring in confidence. I activate at the DNA level to the core of my being. I am confident. I am confident in every aspect, 360. I am confident all around. I am confident. So that's just a small example of, that's a very small example of the idea. So you release it, but then you have to put something back in,
I
right?
like the find replace like on Microsoft Word.
Wait, I love this. If I could jump in for a second. So like Chris said,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very big on words. I have a background in speech language pathology. So and then my healing work as well. So but I was just doing this with my clients in my membership that I have, and we were doing a release ceremony. We were doing a burn ceremony for transmutation, but I was speaking with them about the words. I'm like, you're doing the action. I'm like, but direct the energy, give it a decree like you just did. Like, so give it a decree, tell it what to do, say what you are releasing, command it in a way, use your words in a powerful way to decree where you want the energy to go, what you want it to do. Like, for example, I was saying to them, I'll identify what it is I'm releasing, like you just did with us. And I'll tell it, across all space and time, across all dimensions, forward and backward in the here and now. I cut and dissolve all cords and ties to this energy. I've learned the lessons from here. Now, where I walk alone. That's just an example. And then I will replace it. We'll do another one for what we're calling in. So I love that because I just did this with my group.
Yep. And that's great. So when I said it was like the super short version, that was like that was just the idea. But everything that you just use, all your words, because I love words too, and I love your words, right? And I'm like, okay, I might have to be calling her for some words because sometimes words don't come to me. I'm like, that thing that happens when this happens, and um, so sometimes you could be my live chat GPT. How about that?
I'm down.
Thank you. And so that's definitely what it is like, which goes back to the beginning when we first started, the call. When I talk about affirmations, like, yeah, you could sit here and say affirmations all day, but your garden is dirty, it's full of weeds, how's it gonna stick? Ooh. I
That was powerful. That was
I saw that.
good.
You two are meant to be friends. I'm so
Yes, we
excited.
already
Yeah.
are.
I know.
Yep. Nice to meet you.
You too. I was excited for this call, and I had a meeting, and I was like looking at the time. I'm like, oh, I want to get off this because I want to go to the Healerverse call because I knew it was going to be so good. So I'm so happy that I'm here right now.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Trish. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. Thank you, Leslie, Pooja. Like, and these, Craig and Chloe, those are my kids.
I love that.
Yeah, I summoned them.
That's so sweet. Yeah.
But they could hear me here because they're here in the house. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
but yeah.
That's awesome.
But I love, I truly, truly, truly love, absolutely love, like love what I do. I love the woman that it has helped me become, and I continue to be and grow and elevate. And as I do that, for me, it's important to help others. It's important for me. So, service is everything for me, to be of service. It's like, so I never did like the marketing thing or anything like that because I've never had to. But now that I've completely branched out on my own, um, and this is all very recent, because I just moved down to Florida in April. So I'm and everything is moving really, really fast. But then I have to stay grounded. So again, so using all our tools, because sometimes as healers, we forget to use our tools for ourselves, right? And so we have to. We have to do that because that's the only way that we're going to be able to continue to help others, is to know to listen to ourselves. And I speak specifically about healers because, to go back to this, people would ask me, I would go to these events and like, well, who do you serve? For me, it's like, well, what does that mean? Right? I'm like, I serve God. Like, that's for me in my brain, that was my first thought. And I'm like, oh, who do I serve? I'm like, so what's your niche? Like, what's this? I'm like, the world, everyone. Do I have to have someone specific? Can I just touch everybody? Because I'm going to share this story with you guys. Like I said earlier, I went through a very, very rough 3 years. Specifically, this past year, 2024, was probably the worst, if I have to gauge it, year of my life. And when I say the worst year of my life, if it was up to me, if I had anything to do with it, I wouldn't be here at that time, right? Because the way that my life was moving, I just let go. I didn't care. I did not give 2 cents about nothing, right? And I lost my smile because of the past 3 years. I had no smile. See, this woman that you see today with this light, that was not me. Even though my light was there, but I thought it was completely gone, right? I thought I lost my connection. I thought I lost everything. And it was just like, okay, whatever. Even though I kept fighting for the little light that I had, I kept fighting for it. But it's almost felt like it wasn't there. So I lost my smile. I lost everything. Just really, I really did lose everything. Okay. Like everything's lost. All my money, everything's gone. Right. So this is a brand new start, which is amazing because I take all of these experiences as like lessons and I move forward and I elevate and I share to help others because we all go through something. And it's for me, it's comforting to hear other people's stories or to share my story and know that I've touched you. Like this homeless man touched my life back in May. It was towards the end of May. I was driving to some networking meeting and I was just sitting in the car like whatever, like okay. Just because what I did, I showed up. I just kept showing up. I just kept showing up. I didn't want to be there. I didn't care. I didn't care, but I didn't care. But I showed up. And this homeless man came up to me and he tried to get my attention, but again, I was in Lala World. I was not around. And finally he came up to my window and he was like, "Oh, you know, because I had a Haitian flag because I'm Haitian, right? So I have a Haitian flag on my car. And he was like, "Oh, I'm Haitian too." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "But you don't look Haitian." People say, "I don't." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he says to me, so we have this little mini conversation that I'm just sitting there like, okay. And he says to me, "Why a beautiful woman like you are not smiling? What happened to your smile? Why don't you smile?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Oh." And I drove off. And I told him before that, I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I don't have anything to give you," because I didn't have anything. I said, "I don't have anything to give you, but have a good day." I drove off. Do you guys know that's the day that my smile came back? Like fully, fully. It came back because I paused and thought about it. And I was just like, my smile. My daughter used to tell me, "Mom, do you know what your resting face is?" I was like, "What? What's your resting face, Mom?" I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "It's a smiley face." Because I would smile, like I would be sitting in the car driving and just smiling. And she's like, why are you smiling? I'm like, "I'm not smiling." She goes, "Yes, you are." I'm like, she's like, she told me, "Your smile, your resting face is a smiley face." And I had lost that. And I gained it back just by seeing a homeless man on what was it? I-95. I was getting off of I-95 on Sunrise. And this man just came up and talked to me. And I went back 2 weeks later. I went back 2 weeks later and thanked him because he gave me my smile back. And he was like, I'm just one of God's angels. And I said, "Thank you." And do you know I've never seen him since then? So I forgot the reason why I was saying that, but yeah. I forgot where I started with all of this.
I know where you started. The year from hell.
Right. But again, it goes, so it tells you, like, it's okay. We all go through things. We
Yeah,
all move through some seriousness, and some of this that we don't even talk to anybody. Like, nobody knows.
yeah.
Nobody knows, you know? And but there's hope. Listen, you have breath, you have hope. It doesn't matter. You don't have breath, you still have hope. Right? You just believe, have faith. I say I'm walking on I don't walk on the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm walking on the Faith Bridge. That's the name of my bridge. Okay, it's called the Faith Bridge. I know where I want to go. I have a vision of where I'm going, right? But here I am today. But how do I get from here to there? I'm riding on the Faith Bridge. Forget about Brooklyn. Listen, I love the Brooklyn Bridge. And I won't get it twisted. But what happened was, faith is everything. So, this work, I love it because it has helped me. It has helped me in my life to be this person. And this is me paying it forward and living my purpose. I live my purpose. I live on purpose. I walk in purpose. I am like all about purpose. And my purpose is to serve my brothers and my sisters that are out here just, you know, living this life. So, yeah.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for everything and for being here today. I am grateful that we met and that you came into my life and have been giving me such profound downloads. And I'm so grateful that you're part of Healerverse and honestly to support you too and to bring all the most amazing healers together and to heal the world and up level the whole planet. And yeah, and then how do people get in touch with you?
So, I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I am on TikTok. It's at Thalira Light. So it's at THALIRALIGHT. Yeah. Thalira.
Amazing.
And Healerverse.
Yeah.
On Healerverse, like hello, like and which I am so thankful, and I just want to say this again because right before I met you, about 2 weeks before I met you, I was like going to these networking things, and for nothing wrong with it, but it's just not as I just didn't feel like I didn't feel that connect that I didn't feel that feeling, right? And I was like, there has to be something. And boof, there you were. And I wasn't even gonna go to the event the day that I went, but I woke up and I was guided to go. So I went. I came and I saw you. The minute I saw you, I was just like, like I just kept feeling all these things. And I was just like, I'm like, okay, who's this? What does she do? And and we spoke, right? And I'm
Yeah.
just thankful because you have created a space that is most amazing and most needed. Like, I'm going to speak for me personally. Like, I needed the space that you created. So thank you, because we walk through this journey as healers, sometimes feeling very lost and alone. Even though we know we're not lost, we know we're not alone, but we need others, we need connection, we need that, right? To let us know, hey, that voice that you heard, that's not your cuckoo talking. Okay, that's your downloads coming, right? I mean, although we do have cuckoo too now, we're not going right, but what you know what I mean. But I'm just very thankful for this space that you have created because it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel home. So thank you.
Thank
And I'm
you.
excited, so
Me
excited. You
too.
don't know, I'm so excited to see what's happening. Like, I cannot wait. Okay. I'm here for it. I'm here. So thank you.
Thank you too. And you are safe and you are home, and like that's one of the things that culturally like needs to continue on. Even at the event we had, I was all out of like sorts because there was just so much energy in the room, a lot of 3D, right? And like a lot of like 5D, but the 3D was overwhelming. But at the end of it, everybody said that they felt welcomed and that they felt included. So it's like, good, mission accomplished. And I'm so grateful for everybody. Check out Nathalie, 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 5dhealerverse.com. Let's go.